everyone! I'm making this video right now just for the products that I'm using for my hair care routine, and these products are going to be things that I recommend specifically just for people with hair like mine, and that is thick, wavy, sort of poofy, and hair that tends to be frizzy and unmanageable. So if you have hair like that, then hopefully listen to my recommendations, and hopefully these products will help you too. I already did one video where I described tips and techniques specifically for hair care that do not, the products you use don't apply to. So if you're interested in just the tips and techniques and you don't care about the products that I'm using, watch that video. If you do want to watch, if you do want to know what products I'm using specifically for my hair care, then just keep watching. I tend to talk a lot and be long-winded, and I tend to ramble, so I'm sorry if I go on forever. It's just because I don't know, I tend to talk a lot. I think I'm going to take my glasses off because they're doing this weird reflecty thing. I don't want to look like a zombie. Okay. So, for shampooing, um, I hope that, another thing, I hope that these recommendations will be helpful for people, like I said, with wavy, thick, poofy hair, but also for redheads, because I know that as a redhead, it's extremely hard for me to find advice and tips and recommendations about products to use that are specifically for redheads. It's really hard to find advice, not just for hair, you know, makeup, anything. It's just, you know, there's so few of us that nobody really cares to give advice on what's best for us. So some of these products I'm using, I use them simply because I hope that they're going to be good for my red hair and help me with that. So the first thing that I want to talk about is a shampoo, because many of you may know that whether your red hair is natural or color treated, the red color is the quickest color to fade from your hair, and it's the easiest pigment to lose its vibrance, because it's so vibrant, but it's hard to maintain and it's hard to keep up. So if you know that if you're a color treated redhead, and you might know that as well if you're natural. This might not apply to all redheads, depending on what kind of red hair you have and how, specific shade of red. But mine is just sort of a light auburn, and I know that it tends to get really dull and kind of faded, and this gross blondish orange gross color, not even pretty. Like in the summer, the sun will bleach it out and make it look weird like that, and I hate it. So I like to use products that are more geared for people who color treat their hair, but I like to use them just because I like to bring out the vibrance and maintain the richness of the color and the richness of the red in my hair. So I love John Frieda. John Frieda is awesome. And the brands that I'm going to be, like all the products that I'm going to be talking about in this video are going to be John Frieda, Bedhead, Garnier Fructis, and Biosilk. And those are just a few of the brands of products that I have. If I told you every single hair product that I have and that I use, it would literally take me like all night. So I'm not going to talk about all of them in this video. If you want to know about other products that I've used, if you have other questions and you want recommendations about them, please just leave it in a comment and I'll feel free to do another video and show what other hair products I use. But for now, this will do. So like I was saying, I love John Frieda. They are amazing because they're one of the only drugstore brands. They're not really a drugstore brand, but they sell them at some drugstores. And they're one of the only brands that is reasonably priced, sorry, that I have found that makes shampoos and conditioners just for redheads. I think Pantene does those as well, but they're a little harder to find. And then the other product I'm using is Bedhead. They make one for I can't talk. Redheads as well. So John Frieda is awesome. Their products are fantastic, and they're usually pretty reasonably priced, so that's why I like them. So I have the John Frieda Radiant Red Conditioner, and I have here the Bedhead Color Lockdown, Color Combat, whatever you want to call it. And this is in Color Goddess. They also have Dumb Blonde, which is just for blondes, but this one is Color Goddess, and they say that this is for brunettes and redheads. And I'm not exactly sure how that's supposed to work because redheads and brunettes are very different. We are not the same. Actually, red hair is a mutation of the blonde gene, so I'm not really sure what they were thinking, but I was like, I'll give it a shot. So the first thing I want to say is that John Frieda, a lot of you probably know that they're more reasonably priced, pretty inexpensive. This was like $6. However, the Bedhead shampoo was a lot more expensive. This was $16 at Ulta, and I've never spent that much on a hair product before, I think. At least not on shampoo. So that's why I didn't buy both the shampoo and conditioner, but the lady I was talking to recommended that if I was going to buy one, that I should at least buy the shampoo, so I did. So I've kind of got a mix of a expensive product and a more expensive product here. I would not say that this is high-end. I think it is a salon brand, but I know that the Bedhead brand is carried at a lot of stores, like Target I know carries it. However, this specific product, this line of products, the Color Combat line, I have not seen it anywhere other than Ulta, so I don't think you can get it at Walmart. I know they sell Bedhead at plenty of other places like Target, Walmart, wherever else, but I do not think that they sell specifically this this line of products at drugstores. I think the only place you can get it is either at a salon or at Ulta. So, if you're not worried about keeping your hair colored, if you're not worried about preserving hair color like I am, then don't worry about that. You don't have to spend $16. However, my personal review on this is that so far I've been using this for 2 weeks, this combination, and I have noticed a significant difference in the brightness and vividness of my hair color, and I'm very happy with it. This smells like butterscotch, and it's awesome. And the first thing I noticed actually was that it made my hair really, really soft. I didn't notice a change in, I didn't really notice a change in the actual color or vibrance right away, but I did notice it was very soft. So I recommend that, and I always recommend John Frieda Radiant Red, but any shampoo or conditioner from John Frieda is going to work because they're just amazing. So, but I digress. Okay, shampoo, conditioner, and then after post-washing smoothing treatments, I have two here, and like I told you, I have a little more expensive one, and then I have a little cheaper, more moderately priced one. So I have Garnier Fructis. This is the anti-humidity smoothing milk, and I've been using this for a couple years now, and I really like this because you can use it whether your hair is wet. When you use it, you can use it right out of the shower when it's still damp, not totally wet, but when it's damp after it's towel dried, and that will help it make it smooth. Or you can use it while it's dry, but you only want to use a little bit, so you just rub it in your hands and then smooth it over your hair, and this really helps keep down frizzing and poofing. I actually used this today on dry hair, and it's done a pretty decent job of keeping my hair from getting too frizzy, because trust me, it can get a lot worse than this. And then I also have the Biosilk. This is their Silk Strate after treatment thing, and it says Silk Straight like it's used just for straightening, and I think that's probably what they meant it to be for, like something that you use while your hair is wet before you straighten it with a flat iron to keep it straight. However, honestly, I use this a lot of the times. Most of the time I use this after I've washed my hair, whether I'm going to straighten it or keep it wavy or curl it or whatever I'm going to do with it. I like to use this not only because it will work if you're straightening, it'll help for that, but I like it because it just makes your hair soft and it helps it be really smooth and it smells nice. So you've got your Biosilk, which is a little more expensive. I can't remember how much this was because I bought it at the Next and it was like, I don't know. I just don't know. But I know that they do sell Biosilk at Target. They sell it there. So, and Target isn't really that expensive. So you should be able to get it for a moderate price. And then this is probably only like $5 or $6. So either one of these is good. However, I know that a lot of people recommend Biosilk over other products because that's a really well-known sort of salon care brand. And then for what am I trying to say? For smoothing serums, not like a smoothing treatment, but like serums like Frizzies, John Frieda Frizzies. I'm sure plenty of people have tried that and know that that's really great. Some alternatives to that I've used, also Biosilk, and I know this stuff is famous, this little bottle here. However, this is about $10, I think. So it's a little steep for a little bottle. But it works really well, and I think you can use this like on your hands too, and it just makes them like super soft and awesome, so that's great. But it's really great for your hair. You can also use this whether it's wet or dry, but if you're going to use it while it's dry, you really want to only use a little bit, and you only need a little bit. But you want to make sure you only put it on your ends, because if you put it on your scalp, if you put it on your roots, on the top of your head, it's going to get oily. And then this is the Garnier Fructis Sleek and Shine Anti-Frizz Serum. And this is sort of the equivalent of this, only this is cheaper. I think this is like $3 or something, and it's really good. This actually has more in it. This is 5 ounces, and this is only 2.5, so it's like twice as much, and half as expensive. So, and I think it works just as well, really. So it's about like the equivalent of the John Frieda Frizzies, which is more expensive than the Garnier Fructis. So really, I honestly haven't seen a significant difference in how these work. So really, it's just up to you and what your budget is like. If you want to spend as little as you have to, then I would buy this. If you can spend a little bit more, maybe buy the John Frieda Frizzies. If you want to go for like the higher end products, do the Biosilk. But I recommend all of them because they worked for me. Like I say, I'm not a professional. Don't take my word as like law or anything, but this is just what I like and what I recommend. Then after that, I like Garnier Fructis Brilliantine Shine Glossing Spray. I especially like this for after you've styled your hair. If you've curled it or straightened it, or really any time that you just want your hair to be shinier, I recommend this. You can just spray it, just like a couple, maybe like a foot away from your hair. Spray it all around, but focus on the long part of it, and it helps it stay really shiny and nice. And it smells really good too. However, you don't want to get it on the top of your head or at your roots, because it's the same thing with the other stuff, because that's gonna accumulate oil and you don't want it to get too oily or greasy. So I really like that and I recommend it. It smells good. And then finally, the hairspray that I use almost every day is the Garnier Fructis. Can you see that? Yeah. Garnier Fructis Sleek and Shine Anti-Humidity Hairspray. And you guys can tell I love Garnier Fructis. That's like one of my favorite brands because it's inexpensive and it works really well. And their Sleek and Shine line of products is, pretty much geared for, people with hair that's thick and poofy and, tends to be frizzy. So that's what it's for. And so far, I've had good experiences with them. I'm not saying that there aren't other products out there that might work better. I don't know. I haven't tried everything. This is just what works for me. So if you like these products, then go ahead and use them. If you're not sure and you just need a recommendation, then these may work for you. The reason that I like this hairspray is because, first of all, it smells good. Second of all, it works. And third of all, it actually gets your hair to not be frizzy or poofy, and it helps it stay in place, but it does not make your hair hard or stiff. You maintain a certain amount of flexibility, which is awesome, and I love that. So that's why this is my favorite hairspray. I use it almost every day, and it works really well. If you're looking for something with a bit more hold, and you want something that's going to hold your style stronger, I know that you can see down here at the bottom they have the different levels of strength that you can choose from, and then there are several other brands and other types of hairspray that you can use depending on what you like. But like I said, if you just want something that's going to keep your hair in place, keep it from getting frizzy and poofy, and you also want to have a good amount of flexibility and just natural softness to your hair, I recommend this, and it smells good. Before I forget, I'm almost done here, but before I forget, if you guys, I have to give a shout out here. If you guys want to know what makeup routine I used for this look that I'm wearing right now, I know I've been talking about hair this whole time, and now I'm talking about makeup, but I have to give a shout out to Beauty Through Grace. Her name's Sarah, and she's this amazing girl. She's also a redhead, and she's pretty much just a badass. And I used her burnt sunset tutorial to do this look right now. I hope that you guys can see the colors. I don't know if you can or not, but I really like it. I had a good experience with that, and it worked for me. I don't have all the same makeup products that she used for it. I pretty much just took what I had and tried to use what I had that closest match what she was using. So anyway, I will link her video in here somewhere so you guys can go to that if you want to know how I did my makeup. So yeah. I really hope that this was helpful for somebody, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments or anything like that, just leave a comment below. If you want to subscribe, go ahead, do what you want, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this and that somebody out there with frizzy, poofy hair is gonna really like these tips. So thanks again, and bye!